Welcome back to Storm TV. We are live at WNDU Studios.
It's gonna be the best day of my life.
Welcome back, Lincoln. I hope you had a great week. We'll be announcing gift card winners and campus news, so stay tuned.
We will also be extending the yearbook fire sale, so make sure to keep on watching for more information. In other news, make sure to sell those chocolates. We only have a few days left. To show our appreciation for those of you who have already purchased a yearbook, we'll be drawing a name randomly out of everyone that has purchased a yearbook this far. We will do this until October 21st. You heard it right. The fire sale has been extended until October 24th. You can choose between the Dessert Cafe or Sugar Shack gift card.
Today's winners can choose between a La Dessert Cafe or a Sugar Shack gift card. Our winners today are Lily Hinderleiter and Olivia Masterson. Good job. Come down to Mrs. Neidlinger's room and make sure to buy a yearbook. Yesterday, Media 2 students had the chance to go to WNDU, where they will show you everything they did, which will be showed in the next week's show.
Hi, I'm Cooper, and I'm back from Minute to Win It. Today we're with Casey Harner, and she's ready to beat this record. Are you ready, Casey?
Yep.
Okay, let's get started. Name one of the planets.
Jupiter.
Who is your role model?
Simone Biles.
Name a color in the rainbow.
Red.
What's the state that borders Indiana?
Illinois.
What's your favorite type of donut?
Glazed.
If you had your own rock band, what would it be called?
K's.
Name one of your hobbies.
Gymnastics.
What's your favorite book?
Harry Potter series.
What's your favorite city?
New York.
What's your name of a fish?
Like a kind of fish. Flounder.
What's your favorite hobby?
Gymnastics.
What would you ask President Trump?
What's your favorite part of being president?
What's your favorite Disney movie?
Princess and the Frog.
What's your favorite Disney character?
Mickey Mouse.
And that's all, and you got 13. Mrs. Drive Mrs. Record stays alive with a total of 17. See you guys next week on Minute to Win It.
Welcome back to Storm TV. It's Taya and Meg here, and you may have noticed that we aren't in our usual location because we are at WNDU Channel 16 in South Bend.
We have a wonderful opportunity to interview and film with Trisha Sloma and Josh Short. So the first question is, when did you know I want to be in broadcasting?
Well, you look at me?
Anyone can answer.
You know what? I think I was always drawn to broadcasting. As a young girl, I was somebody who was a news junkie, and I always liked to watch the news with my family. And watching the evening news with my family, we would often have discussions about what these top news stories were and how it impacted us.
I think for me was growing up on the south side of Chicago, there was always something happening. And so I always wanted to be informed. I remember I watched news so much, my mom used to say, you know, I think that's what's giving you bad dreams. And so after a while, I realized, oh, I do watch the news often. It didn't help that all of my classes at the time in elementary school, we had an assignment that was called a current events assignment. And so 3 times a week, we had to write the top events and talk about them without looking. And so for me, that helped me understand, okay, this is what's going on in the world around me. And from there, it continued to grow. And that fascination and passion for news to today, really, that's what the start of it was, I think.
So what are some things that viewers may not know about broadcasting and anchoring?
TV news stories are written really concisely. They're written very quickly. We're writing in active language. We're writing in conversation style so that it keeps your interest, and it is a discussion, and we want to keep you involved as a viewer.
And it's even with the stuff you're doing now in school. You talk about following directions. we have to follow these instructions here. Everything is listed here for us to do stuff behind the scenes. So if we have a shot right there behind this camera, there's like a screen, it'll say it in here. We got to follow these directions. There are producers in our ear telling us what to do next. We have to follow those directions. When we read everything that's on here, it's more than just reading.
How has social media changed your job?
Oh, I'm going to let Joshua start with that. It really changed his life in a big way.
Yeah, it did. So social media, first of all, that's something that I think is going to change. It's already changed the way we, do news and how we tell stories. From Facebook, that's how we promote a lot of the stories that we tell in our newscast. So there was a live shot that David mentioned briefly on Black Friday. And without going into too much detail, the type of live shot that it was just hilarious to some people, and they shared it, and after sharing it so much, it ended up going viral and national, and people saw it beyond South Bend, beyond Michiana. That shocked me, and to this day, it's changed in terms of how many people like my page. And so now, as opposed to sharing, stories on Facebook to 3,000 people, 7,000 people are now impacted by the stories that we tell for Michiana alone. And so,
what are some things that make your show the way it is, make it unique?
Yeah, I'll tell you what makes our show unique is something. I've been with this show for 25 years, and what you see is what you get. And I care about being trustworthy and honest in our reporting, and what you see is what you get.
I think we're all human, and so at the end of the day, we're trying to help you all just like we would help our own family, right?
Right. All right, well, thank you. Signing off for LJH News is Meg and Teo.
Hey Lincoln, welcome back. We're at WNDU with David Harker. So David, what made you want to be like a meteorologist, and what degree do you have to get to be a meteorologist?
Well, I'll tell you this. I didn't realize I wanted to go into weather until I was 5. I know that's the usual story that you'll hear. We get to run up to the window and, oh my goodness, what's up with the weather? That's my fascination, is why is it the way it is? And that's of any scientist. So I didn't realize I wanted to go into television until I was at Ball State University and trying to figure out my career path years ago. But it wasn't until my junior year that I really realized I wanted to go into college or go into television after college. So it kind of really put in perspective. I didn't have as much opportunity maybe as Trish and Josh had with internships, but I can tell you, I'm glad I made that choice.
And I heard you had a Ball State called Newslink.
Yeah.
So what are some great events that happened there with the tornado in 2005? How was the...
Yeah, and the nice thing is, I'm glad you brought up the 2 questions. Newslink Indiana is the production that's put on for the nightly news that they have at Ball State. It's still going on, it's still going strong. In fact, they've won numerous awards and Emmys, just like y'all have won your own awards. So when it comes to the weather side of things, you're talking about tornadoes. That's my forte. I love talking about severe weather. Went on a storm chase trip back in 2005. 11 tornadoes in a 30-day period. We covered 15,000 miles across the United States. Had a blast every single day. And the cool thing is we had NBC Nightly News. They got a chance to come with us and go out for a week with us and got their look of what it's like to go storm chasing too.
So being on my TV, you can't really make mistakes. So what do you do, or how do you do to correct your mistakes?
The best part is you don't correct your mistakes. You kind of just go with the flow. What I've realized is it's going to happen. We make mistakes in real life. Sometimes we'll stutter. Sometimes we'll make a joke and no one will laugh. You kind of just go with the flow, and you try to make better whatever you've done. So say, for instance, if I were to say, we've got a warm front moving through, but I mean cold front, I'll say, actually, I'm kidding, it's a cold front. You try to make the best of the opportunity because, yeah, it's gone, it's in the past, but it's how do you work from there and how do you recover that makes you shine.
And what advice do you have for anyone who wants to become a meteorologist?
I'd say have the passion. You have to put forward your best foot forward, apply, kind of figure out where do you fit in. I thought I was going to do a desk job my whole life, and I realized, no, I can't just sit at a desk. I got to do something fun. So when I realized that opportunity for television and I found my niche, I kind of just rolled with it. And that's what you do. You try to be the best that you can be and try to be yourself. Don't try to be someone that you're not.
So thank you for having us today. And this has been Gaffney and
Connor.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Sports with Brady and Noble. The Lincoln Red Storm faced off against Wawa State in conference play last night at the Rock Pile. Lincoln lost 18-0 to the Warriors and fell to 1-3 in the conference. Lincoln will play against New Prairie next Tuesday. LJH faced the Heat and ran against our conference rival Edgewood. Despite the warm temperatures, both girls and boys ran extremely well and faced some great competition. Unfortunately, Edgewood beat the girls with a score of 35 to Lincoln's 21. LJH ran an amazing race, and a lot of the girls earned the best time in their race. The LJH boys team was able to walk away with a win against Edgewood. The final score was 23-34. Almost all of the top scorers for LJH were able to earn a best time at the meet. We are looking forward to raising the conference on October 2nd. LJH is back in action at home versus Knox at 5:30 and away on Saturday at the massive CMA invite. Now on to Noble.
The Colts picked up a W after a tough loss to the Bengals. The Colts got a 21-9 victory over the Redskins. Carrying the Colts to victory was Andrew Luck, the Colts quarterback. He had 2 touchdowns as well as 2 interceptions. He had advanced 179 yards. Throughout the game, other players who scored touchdowns for the Colts that day were T.Y. Hilton, and a bunch of names I cannot pronounce. And now onto our show wrap-up.
Now to recap our show, make sure you sell your chocolate and turn in the money before Monday. Now for our pun of the week. Looking for puns? Let me arrange that. I'm a pun king.
Thanks for joining us today again, and have a spectacular weekend. See y'all Monday.
What we say? Hear me now.